Bit of ASMR for you guys. So anyway, up the forestry with Pumpkin, Raven, Pickles, Finnick and Pod. And the plan is we're going to go to the pond and see if any of them, mostly Pickles and Pod, would like to go swimming. You won't want to go swimming because you're a bit of a wimp. He says, I like to paddle, mummy, but I don't like to swim. Pod's waiting up ahead. So we're coming up the hill. You can hear a dog barking in the distance. So I've just put the adults on lead because it sounds like the dog is where we're going. And I don't know what the dog is barking at. It could be barking at another dog. Could be barking at, I don't know, loose sheep or... Anyway, because I don't know. They're just on lead as a precaution. Because obviously when you've got multiple dogs, you've got to be even safer, and it could take you longer to get them all on lead. The other thing is if one breaks and doesn't come back, the others may think to follow their pack member rather than listen to me. I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but there's always that chance, and you just don't take chances when it's to do with your dog's safety. You didn't expect that, did you? Did you? Go get your daddy. Clever girl. How confident she is. You are such a clever girl. Pumpkin is going to go for a jolly in the woods and take Pickles with her. She's so happy with herself that she's gone swimming. She did a little bit of zoomies afterwards because she was still wet. So this is just because I'm still not sure where that dog went. I've still got two on lead. And plus with Finnick, there are sheep in a field to the right, or there was. I think they might have gone back for the winter now. But anyway, I'm always careful with certain dogs and sheep. Finnick is one of them. And shockingly, Lanny is another. Who would have thought Lanny? Of all my dogs, laid back dogs. Pumpkin, this way. Where did you put Pickles? You lost it, Pickles. That's not cool. So I've come down a different sort of section. There's not really a path, but I figured it'd be less muddy and, in theory, not so slippery. But they've all run off, as you can see. So, yeah, definitely not as steep. Yeah, puff now, yeah. Wow, what you got? What you got, Finnick? Get it? Get it, Finnick? Get it, Finnick? Wow, that's a good stick. That's a good stick. Nick is doing zoomies. Did you know it's really exciting going downhill in the forestry on a track you don't normally go down on? Well, I say that, but they do run this way when I'm going down the main track that I go down. So it's not to say never. So, hello everyone. Going on a walk with just Pickles and Jazz. So Jazz is back in the walking rotation. Now she's done with her season. So she went up the tips yesterday. And we're going to do like a normal length walk today. Pickles, because she did a long one yesterday, she's definitely due a shorter or normal length walk today. And basically I filmed a bit yesterday, but I didn't really film enough for a whole video. So, and I definitely didn't do an outro. So yeah, I kind of thought, well, let's film a bit of this walk today, and then hopefully I can film the others for the members side of the channel. I've really lost my mojo the last few weeks, really. I'm just tired and stuff. I'm sort of struggling a little bit for content ideas, and I feel like the dog world is calmed down a lot. There was a big kick-off a few weeks ago where a Dalmatian dog launched and pinned a Dalmatian puppy coming out of the ring down. And it is a dog that's got previous form. I've seen it jumping off benches and off chairs and busting out of crates at other dogs, including my own. And the owners have never really cared or done anything about it. So it was always going to happen, but I feel like all these little incidents, the Kennel Club won't do anything if they were reported, because it was fairly minor in the grand scheme of things, because no dog got injured. But, dogs got worried, dogs got frightened, and dogs easily could have got injured. And the owner, like I said, never made a move to control the dog. So it was kind of not a shock to anyone that it had happened. Like, he was well known for not being very nice. And I think that's the big trouble, is the Kennel Club are notorious for not doing anything. They don't abide by their own rules, their own code of conduct. I know of several incidences where they don't or they haven't. But what can you do? It's the Kennel Club. They just want your money. They also like your £35 for putting down a complaint. So yeah, you got to pay to put down a complaint about an incident at shows and Kennel Club events. So you can't just report it. You've actually got to pay to report it, and they still do nothing. So you can understand why most people just don't bother. And it just goes back to the Kennel Club. Like, I know somebody who reported fraudulent pedigrees, papers, because the bitch having the puppies was not only over 8 years old, which is the cut-off for registering litters, but she was over 10 years old. She'd also had more than her 4 registered litters. She'd had probably that much unregistered litters too. Anyway, she registered this litter under a different bitch's name, and Kennel Club was shown this, provided with proof, and they said, well, what's the point? We can't stop her breeding. I.e., we don't want to refund her her registration fees. We don't want the hassle of cancelling the papers. We don't want the hassle of contacting the new owners, that their dog is no longer registered because the breeder committed fraud. They just didn't want the headache of sorting out the paperwork. So they suggested this person go to the local council. So yeah, Kennel Club is just a scam, but we all have to do what they say, and we all have to pay our money to register our dogs because we want to show, because it's a so-called sign of a reputable breeder, yet very unreputable breeders also register their dogs with them. So yeah, it is a scam. Oh, you haven't had a rant off me in a while, have you? And there's me. I don't know what to talk about. Lost my mojo. Well, I've managed a 5-minute rant, haven't I? Yeah, this is probably going to be enough to conclude this video now with yesterday's footage. So, yeah, hope you enjoyed the rant, and I shall see you all soon. Bye.